Hey coin collectors, welcome to DC Coin World International Coin Channel. And today we're going to look at some 1964 United States quarters because we just saw something on PCGS and it said that a 1964 D quarter sold for $38,000 in 2021. $38,400 at the Stack's Bowers auction. And so I got the 1964s out and I want to look through them and see if we have anything that might be of that value. Probably not these ones here. These are all circulating ones here, as you can tell. A little bit worn. And let's take a look at them. Liberty at the top, George Washington facing to the left, In God We Trust here. 1964 down here. And if there was a mint mark, where would it be? It wouldn't be here. A lot of people think, well, no mint mark on this coin, so it's a Philadelphia. We can't tell from the front what mint this coin is from. We do know that in 1964 they only had the D in the Philly mint. So they made general circulation coins. The Denver mint in 1964 made 704 million. The Philadelphia Mint made 564 million. Philadelphia does not have a mint mark, but the mint mark wouldn't have been on the front anyway. It's on the back and it's right down here underneath these leaves. It says United States of America at the top, E pluribus unum here. Down here we see an eagle holding in its claws a shape of arrows. There's actually a ribbon there, and you can tell the quality of these coins by seeing whether you can see the ribbon holding the arrows together between the eagle's talons, and you can't. Down at the very bottom it says $quarter, and then here is an olive branch. This olive branch is very important in some of the valuations of the 1964 coins. We tip it up on its edge and we see that it is a silver. There's no copper-clad or copper-nickel-clad copper here, and that's because in 1964 they were still 90% silver for all of them. All right, so I'm looking for a 1964 D, so this is not it. That's the Philly. Turn this one over. No, that's a Philly. Jeez, they're probably going to all be Phillies, right? That's a Philly. That's a Philly. Ah, there we go. This is a 1964 D. And what do we need to look for? Well, one of the things we need to look for is something in much better shape than this. The 1964 D that they talked about being sold at the Stack's Bowers auction was an MS-68. What does MS-68 mean? Well, it means it's in incredibly good condition. 68 out of 70 from the mint state. In other words, it really wouldn't have much wear at all. And you could certainly see the center of the D. So this is not it. What's this one worth? Well, it's 90% silver, so it's there. You know, most times you can get these from a dealer for about $5. And what's this one? Well, this one's even more worn. It actually got some color and some wear to it. Everything's gone in this, but this is a D also, and this one's actually, the D's better than the other one, but the rest of the coin is not. All right, so what does a really good shape D look like? Well, here it is. We borrowed this from our friends. It's a coin collector. And oh my gracious. This is a fine looking coin. So here's the D right here. It's not the best D in the world, but it's a pretty good D. We have a little bit of coloration coming in here, which collectors don't mind at all. In fact, some of them like it. We have incredible detail in the eye and that little tuft behind the eagle's head. Around the top, it says United States of America. Did they make a proof set in 1964? Yes, they did. They made, let me see, they made 3.9 million proof sets, which they sold for $5. I mean, they sold for $2.10, and now they're worth $22. But this this particular coin right here, this coin here, this is probably in MS 60 something. I would say it's probably worth somewhere between $15 and $50. We get it to the front and you can really see John Flanagan's initials down here also, the JF right there underneath the neck of Washington. Now, I said that it's really important that we look at this. Well, if it's not an MS-68, one of the other things you look for in the 1964 coins is whether they might have the 1965 reverse on them, the so-called Type C clad reverse. So in 1965, they switched to they took the silver out and they made it into a copper nickel clad copper design. When they did that, they made the olive, I guess you call it, wreath on this much more defined. And I think I can actually show you by putting these two coins together. Notice how you can almost tell the difference. I think you kind of can between the silver and the copper nickel clad. The silver just has a little bit of a different shine. But now let's look at this. This is a 1965 down at the bottom. And see how the tail feathers down here actually go up and touch. This one covers over the arrow, and there's two really good leaves up here on the. And this is an uncirculated coin right here we have, and it's all kind of smoother. It covers here a little bit, but we can't see how undefined the tail is here and how defined it is here. So this whole section in the 1965 is much more defined. See how this little leaf comes down right across the bottom here? That's really well defined. On this one, you can barely see it. So between 1964 and 1965, they fixed this little section down here. But guess what? They actually fixed it before 1965, and they put some of the fixed reverses on the 1964 silver coins. Look for those. Those are the valuable ones. Those are the ones that might be worth hundreds and hundreds of dollars, maybe up to the thousands. So look for a 1965 reverse on a 1964 silver coin, the so-called high definition olive branches, and then you'll have one that's worth a lot of money. All right, well, that's all we have today from DC Coin World International Coin Channel. We'd love to have you subscribe to our channel and leave any comments you have in the comments section.